Hi. The article that I chose was titled Print Focused Read Alouds in Early Childhood Special Education Programs. This focused on the impact that print focused read alouds had in ECSE classrooms for students with language impairments. It was a 30-week program and it provided a book list for the teachers and caregivers that had 30 books on it, and the books were to be read one per week. The books included speech bubbles, changing fonts, large fonts, and print embedded within the illustrations. They were also provided with a list of print domains to focus on for the different books. And the print domains were book and print organization, print meaning, words, and letters. Then, furthermore, those four print domains were split into more specific specific objectives, and there were 15 objectives, so they were each repeated twice for the study. The read alouds were meant to be interactive between the teachers and the students at school, or between the caregivers and the child at home. The teachers were to read the book 4 times per week, and the caregivers were to read the book twice per week. There were 3 groups in the study. First is the control group. This is where the teacher and the caregivers followed the list of books to read. So they read the different 30 books, and they followed either 4 times per week or twice per week, but they read using their own reading style. The second group, the teachers practiced the print focus style, and the caregivers practiced their own reading style. And the third group was where both the teachers and the caregivers practiced the print focus style. So that would be reading the 30 books and following the print domains that were provided. There was a low level of participation from the caregivers. The caregivers were supposed to return a postcard each week for the book that they read. 1/5 of caregivers did not return any postcards, and of the caregivers that did return them, they only returned 47% of the postcards. So it was unsure of the amount of reading that was happening at home, and that was a limitation that was talked about in the article. The most progress was shown in the second group, so that was when the teachers read using the print focus style and the caregivers read using their own reading style. That was kind of linked to some of the limitations that were seen in the article, not knowing why the third group, where they both did the print focus style, didn't have more progress shown. But it was really interesting. All of the children in the study, whether they were in the first, second, or third group, they all showed progress, just to show that the read aloud and being interactive with the students is really successful and helps improve their language. For the second group, their progress and positive effects were maintained up to first grade. So overall, this was a great study to use. Teachers are able to differentiate the support for the children with lower levels of cognitive ability to ensure that they can participate in the read alouds and benefit from the read aloud sessions that are happening. I have 2 books from the book list that I was going to share. The first is Growing Vegetable Soup, and the other is The Way I Feel. These books both focused on short and long words, so just an example of how the print looked and what it focuses on. So this shows how the text is changing and different, and in this book, the text for the words kind of shows what they're meaning. So there's frustrated, and here's an example of what their shy look like. So showing them the different words, how they're long and short in that book. And this book, the layout is different, so that's also something that they could have talked about. So there's the main story that is in the big words up on top, but then on the bottom it also shows what seeds are being planted, what the seed package is, and just the different organization that is happening in this book. So those are some examples from the list, and then teachers were able to learn from those objectives and be able to use them in their classroom at when they weren't participating in the study, so that they were able to continue with the progress that was shown. Thanks.